G'day folks, and welcome to Gormo Shed. Well, this week I've got something quite simple for you. It's making some very cheap simple trees, and these would be suitable for 00 HO gauge or possibly even N gauge. They would be ideal, I suppose, for N gauge, but they can be used for 00 HO. I suppose if you want to move up a bit into O gauge, they would look quite okay with that as well. And the thing with trees is to mix and match and all that sort of thing, have big trees, small trees, etc, etc. But anyway, the method I've got for you this time is so simple it's not funny. We're using this here, which is a grape stalk. Yes, you buy yourself a bunch of grapes. This is off green grapes, and you save the stalks, and if we come a bit closer you can actually have a look at that. Now what I've done with this is obviously enjoyed the grapes and kept the stalk. Now this stalk was quite green and had a bit of a bend in it while it was green, and at that stage it's also supple, so it can be manipulated. So I've straightened it out and then just allowed it to dry, and I've also, you know, bent some of the branches, etc, to the position I want them in, and then just let the thing dry out. So now it's quite stiff. Just a couple of days ago it was very supple, and you can bend it any which way, and here's a smaller one that's come off it. So I've got some grapes in the fridge inside at the moment that we're gradually working our way through, but I'm saving the stalks off those. Now, as I say, these will be mixed and matched with other different types of trees, so it'll give that hopefully natural look to the scene that I'm putting them on. Now this is some I did earlier. These are only little saplings, and I feel they've come up quite well, and I've sort of learnt with these as I'm going that I've just got to be careful how I go through the process. And what I did with these little saplings is spray them all with spray adhesive, and then gently drop the flocking onto them to achieve the colour I wanted. And I think there's a better way to do that, because the spray adhesive is just going everywhere, you do get spray adhesive on the trunk of the tree, and that you finish up getting foliage sticking on the trunk as well. So I've come up with a slightly different way of doing it, which is simply spraying the spray adhesive as usual, but instead of sort of dropping the foliage onto the tree, I intend to sort of roll the tree with its branches around in the flocking container, so to pick up the flocking as it goes around. That should keep it off the trunk of the tree. So we'll have a crack at that and see how it turns out. Now, another little tip, folks, is that when you're doing these trees, it's very easy to get spray adhesive all over your fingers. So to avoid that, I've just taken this bog standard sort of alligator clip there, and I've inserted an old umbrella strut into it and crimped it over, so I can hold the tree at a good distance away from me while I'm spraying it. So that's just a little tip, and that could be used in other applications as well. Also, the thing with holding it like this is the fact that you can do your flocking as well. And if you're only doing the one tree, you can just take this piece of umbrella strut and just push it into a piece of polystyrene, and it'll stand there and hold the tree whilst the glue dries. So it's good. It keeps your hands clean as well. Right, folks, I'll do the spraying of the tree first with the camera off, because I don't want any wandering spray getting on the lens or anything like that, so I'll have the lens cap on and all that sort of thing. So I'll do the spray first, and then I'll start recording as I bring the grape stalk over to the flocking. This is what I'm using as a spray adhesive, and the ones I've done so far, it works pretty well. It really sticks the flocking to the tree quite well. Okay folks, here we go. We've got our spray done, so I'm just dipping it in and getting foliage on the ends of the stalks here. Might even move in a little bit into there to get a bit of variation, and that's how it's coming up so far. Give it a bit of a tap. I'll pull that big one out of there. and I'll give it a bit more spray, I think. Away we go again. I'll get some of the light stuff on there. And some of the darker stuff again. That's good because I'm not getting any on the trunk. I might just try dribbling a bit on here though, just to get some spots. It's not really picking it up. Probably they're not reaching the flocking. Let's give it a bit of a tap, and I'll give it another spray and get a bit more on there. But you can see how it's coming up. Okay, stage 3. Put a bit more of this on. And again, some of the bits I can't reach just by dropping it in there. A bit more up there. And a little bit more of the dark stuff, I think. Right, I'll leave it at that at this stage. I'll give it a bit of a tap there. Right folks, that's how it's come up. And I mean, you can always add a bit more to it later on, or trim a bit off it, whatever you want. It's up to you, whatever you want to do there. And I mean, this doesn't look like it's got much of a trunk, but it's pushed down well into the polystyrene there. Sounds like we've got a storm coming outside, so maybe I better get back in the house. But anyway, that's all there is to it. And as I say, you can blend this in with other different types of trees. I have some here which were cheap Chinese imports, and they were a bit too regular, and so I've chopped a few pieces out of them with the pliers, and then I've put new flocking over the highlighter colour that they were. But you know, they come up pretty well. And when you start mixing all these together in a scene, you get that variation which you quite often get in nature. So that's it folks. The lightning's just starting, so I think I'm going to head inside. I'll catch up with you next episode. Cheers, Gormo.